Hello there everyone and welcome here to round 8 on the 2019 Sony Cup Series Championship. It is about to get interesting here at Pocono. A lot of storylines here for this race weekend, but first, to recap, last race at Road Atlanta. If you did not follow the news in the Discord, I'd recommend you go down in the description and join the Discord. Nick Mace did not win Road Atlanta. If you did not follow in the description, you did not know that Nick Mace was disqualified from Road Atlanta, and the officials deemed his actions with Eric DeMax late in the race as deliberate and reckless, and they disqualified him for reckless driving, and it handed the win to DJ Curtis. And that is another interesting storyline. DJ Curtis is not even driving for Martin Rodriguez Motorsports anymore. The team he won with last race is starting 28th with Noah Hart behind the wheel. Hart is driving for Fisher Motorsports for this season in the Hardee's National Series, but he's in this ride for a one-race deal. DJ Curtis, however, is driving for Curtis Racing, his family-owned team, and he'll be starting 20th today. Noah Hart starts 28th, but a lot of penalties. Jordan Davis had a 10th-place grid penalty. Same with Luis Hernandez. And Jeffrey Fenguy, after losing the point lead, vowed that Yamp Motorsports will not have the point lead leaving this race at Pocono. He vowed to take it back at Springfield, but we didn't get to go racing at Springfield. We're here at Pocono, the Tricky Triangle. Allen Family Racing Team locked out the front row. Ryan Acosta is your pole sitter today, with Ryan Griffin alongside. Griffin had a miserable race at Road Atlanta. He fought back to get a top 15 run. He starts second. Cody Lamas, Nick Mace are in row 2. Dylan Schwellenberg, we haven't even got to him yet, but he'll be starting 5th today. DJ Curtis replaced him at Curtis Racing, while Dylan Schwellenberg got hired on at Yamp Motorsports, and he'll be driving the 4th car. He'll be driving the 28 car for the rest of the season, full-time for Yamp Motorsports. And Jeffrey White, who has been running a part-time schedule for them, is now driving for Curtis Racing's Hardee's National Series program. A lot of news to catch up. Highly recommend you to join our Discord if you want to catch up on all the news, because there's so much that's been going on. 3 different point leaders in the last 3 races. Are we going to see a 4th one? Dylan Young leads the championship, but he starts 21st today. Let's get you down to start the race. As we get set and ready for round 8 on the schedule, news that also came out, trying to catch up on all the news because there's been so much that's happened in the last 2 weeks, but Springfield's race has been replaced by Texas, and Texas will be the first race after the summer break. So I believe I've caught up on everything, but yes, just join our Discord. That is where you'll see all the news. But how about Dylan Schwellenberg? New ride for him, starting 5th. A lot of ride changes over the last break here. Allen Family Racing Team, then it is Mace Enterprises. Who's going to come out on top here at the Tricky Triangle? The Ryans are going to lead us to green, and green flag is out. Ryan Acosta brings us to green. Further back, Dylan Young in the Coleman's Ford, ducking out. A lot of drivers ducking out. 3 wide further back, but Ryan Acosta gets the jump down into turn 1, bringing Cody Lamas with him. Ryan Griffin kind of got a slow start. He's going to lose second to Lamas. But not so fast. Here comes Ryan Griffin to the inside. Into turn 2, the Allen Family Racing Team cars, at least the 43 and the 45, have looked very fast this race weekend, and Griffin quickly takes it back. Mace on the inside of Lamas in turns 3 to complete lap 1. Lamas had a very good jump on the start of the race, but it drops quickly down to 4th. I didn't even really mention that, but Fisher Motorsports really had a good qualifying effort. They qualified very high up the order, and Zachary Fitzwood early on has worked his way into the top 10. How about this from the Foster's Toyota? Fitzwood up to 9th. Things change in a drastic of a second, really. Lamas passes team owner there of Nick Mace. And man, it seems as though people are able to pass very well here at Pocono. That's fun to see. Lamas is back into 3rd. Dylan Schwellenberg, a very good opening start for Schwellenberg for Yamp Motorsports. He started in the top 5. He's trying to work his way up the order. We mentioned it at the top of the hour in the news. Noah Hart back in the ride again. Martin Rodriguez Motorsports, that is the team he's driving for. This car just won at Road Atlanta last time we were out, but he is down the order some. He is in 30th, trying to work his way up. Luis Hernandez had a grid penalty. He started down at 38th. And a little further up, I believe, is Jordan Davis. He's making a good bit of progress. He's up to 21st now after having a 10th-place grid penalty. Dejon Weeks is down the order with his teammate Dylan Young. The Amp Motorsports cars all together there. They're trying to work their way up the order where their teammate Dylan Schwellenberg is. We have a battle for the race lead. Ryan Griffin on his teammate Ryan Acosta. Side by side. Griffin, who has been the face of Allen Family Racing Team for the most of the early part of this season, he's been the point leader for a handful of races as well, takes the lead there. Ryan Acosta is wanting to prove himself here and try and get a win for Allen Family Racing Team. He's the only driver that hasn't won for that team so far this year, but he's looking quick to be able to challenge Griffin. They're pulling a little bit of a gap on Cody Lamas. We have a battle brewing for the lead again. Here comes Acosta to the inside of his teammate. Last time we were here in the race of 2018, we had a battle between Matthew Rodriguez and DJ Curtis for the race win, and they pulled the gap on everybody, but Acosta takes the race lead back. Cody Lamas reeling the gap in. Dylan Schwellenberg is under fire from Will Lewis. That's the race for 4th. Nick Mace trying to claw his way back up. Zachary Fitzwater is impressing me here in the 22 Toyota. Still holding his own. He's worked his way into the top 10. He's been able to hold it. Look at Nick Mace starting to the inside of Will Lewis up ahead. He's going to get the position underneath of Lewis, but is he going to be able to get the bite off the corner? Lewis trying to ride the high side. I believe this is going to be Lewis's straightaway here to be able to hold Nick Mace back. But further back, Jeffrey Fenguy, who qualified midfield, trying to work his way. He's already in the top 10, but he's trying to get around Bobby Jones. Dylan Young, the point leader, trying to keep Jeffrey Fenguy in his sights. He's the point leader, and he can't afford to lose points to Ryan Griffin. And Griffin right now would be the point leader. Jordan Fisher coming back from an injury when he had at Charlotte, and he's trying to work his way up. This is a very good indication for Fisher Motorsports. The two team ran so well with Joseph Strigley at Road Atlanta, and this is a very good sign for them. Running in the top 15, and he's got a car in the top 10. Fisher's on the move here. He could possibly threat for a top 10 here shortly. And Schwellenberg falling back. Zachary Fitzwater and Matthew Rodriguez underneath of him. And when Will Lewis shuffled him out of line, Lewis was able to get on past. The leaders continue to race for the race lead. Griffin and Acosta. Griffin back out front. 3 wide. Jeffrey Fenguy shoving his nose underneath of Zachary Fitzwater. And Fitzwater not going to bow down to Jeffrey Fenguy, but Fenguy in the Rooster Teeth Toyota, I keep getting the manufacturers mixed up. The Rooster Teeth Dodge up another position. Sean Harple, who's failed to finish in the top 10 in the first 7 races so far. He needs a top 10 day. He's outside the top 20 in points. He needs a good solid run. He's trying to follow the 92 to the front. Jordan Davis continues to work his way through traffic. I believe he's now into the top 10 as some drivers are really fading in this run. Dylan Schwellenberg, Bobby Jones, they seem like they don't have the best car on the long haul. They're going to have to make some adjustments when pit stops come around. The Martin Rodriguez Motorsports team seeming like they're struggling here in this race. John Art's the second best car right now. He's 23rd. Racing Charles Sanford, who's also having a pretty miserable run, all things considering, as he's the only Mace Enterprises car not in the top 10 right now. Dom Capps 25th, and Noah Hart in 27th. The team are digging as hard as they can, but something's not right with those race cars, as Matthew Rodriguez is challenging Nick Mace for 5th. Mace and Rodriguez have one of the best rivalries that I've seen on the racetrack. A very respectful rivalry. They don't go out there and beat and bang, really, but they race very hard. So a front 4 are racing for the race lead. Ryan Acosta, Ryan Griffin, Cody Lamas, and Will Lewis. Lewis looks like he's got a really quick car. 3 Dodges, 1 Chevy. Lamas is in the middle of all that. Cody Lamas hasn't won since 2016 at California. He's looking to break through. Lewis hasn't even won a race. He's looking to get his first win, and Acosta hasn't won since 2017. So some drivers up here that haven't won in a while, hoping to do so. Jordan Davis just working his way past Jordan Fisher. And that was for the 8th position. A very good run for Jordan Fisher. He hasn't had a top 10 since the 2017 race at Cleveland. Dylan Young right behind him, also looking for a way to get past. Last race's winner at Road Atlanta. DJ Curtis, there's his new ride for Curtis Racing in the 8 car, replacing Schwellenberg, which he is running down Dylan Schwellenberg. Schwellenberg has really faded now, down to 15th. Caleb Hoffman's behind him, but Curtis there in 17th, steadily working his way towards the front. Lewis underneath of Cody Lamas now. Lamas has really got his hands full with the Dodges. A lot of people in the garage area say the Dodges have a lot of straightaway power and just have a lot of power in general. Now it's top 3, the Dodges. And it's been the Ryans all day so far. They've been duking it out for the race lead. It's been fun to see a very friendly rivalry, if you say, from the teammates trying to take this lead. Finn Guy underneath of Matthew Rodriguez. Rodriguez and Mace have been racing pretty hard with each other. That's allowed Finn Guy to get on the back bumper of him and to the inside of Rodriguez. Rodriguez, the lead Toyota car out there. And not by long as the Fisher car. Jordan Fisher has been right there too in the top 10. But Finn Guy up a position, up into 6th place, and there's the old rival, Jordan Davis. There was a lot of heated words after the race. Davis was very frustrated with Finn Guy because he did not mean to wreck him. He said that in the media that he just did not mean to get him. He was racing hard, but Finn Guy begged to differ, and he vowed to race them very hard. Finn Guy kind of overdrove the corner a little bit. That allows Davis to take that spot away. Dylan Young, Sean Harple also going to try and take a piece of that and try and sneak past. Mace holds 5th, but he's a ways off from the leaders. Lamas is losing ground to Griffin, Acosta, and Lewis. PJ Williams in the CM Racing car has been having a pretty good day. He's a very good qualifier for the team, but he usually kind of fades, but he's holding strong. He is the highest, the CM Curtis Racing team? I know there's an alliance with them. Can't quite remember the name of it, but they have been working very well for this season. And with the new member of DJ Curtis on the team, it's really going to help them try and learn a little bit how to race the car. Matthew Rodriguez really fading here. That's the name of the game here with Rodriguez. He usually is very good in the early going, but really fades. But CM Racing looking like they could get a top 10 day here. PJ Williams up to 11th. Jordan Davis has worked his way around Nick Mace. That was for 5th place. Davis, who started in the 30s due to a grid penalty, is marching his way to the front. He's trying to get a race win. Dylan Young right behind him. But man, Sean Harple really ducking out, looking to make a 3-wide move. Look at this from Harple. We haven't even talked about Harple really all year. And to the inside of Dylan Young. Great racing here at Pocono, but further up, they're racing hard for the lead. Acosta thought about making a move to the inside, but Loyal Lewis came to the inside, and Will Lewis looking for his first Sony Cup Series win. I think it's just a matter of time until Will Lewis wins. He's been so quick. Lewis in the 76. He is 20 points behind coming in here. Ryan Griffin leading this race. Obviously, he's going to take the point lead as it runs. He's 6 behind Dylan Young, and with Young further back, he's trying to work his way to the front, but Jeffrey Finn Guy underneath of him getting shuffled back. Further back, 3 wide, but I don't know why they would be running 3 wide. I think these guys are very frustrated with their cars. To be outside the top 20, there's a handful of guys that are very good, that could be very capable of winning races this season. Look at this, Sanford's outside of it. Chris Dodd, he ran very well here last year. Dejon Weeks, Zayden Davidson, Dom Capps, John Art, Noah Hart, Jake Bassinger, and Kyle Collins. That's a lot of those cars are very good cars. They are capable of being able to race for wins, and they're deep down the order, and they got to be very frustrated because they're over a straightaway on the front stretch behind the leaders. I like to try and notify when there's drivers making their first Sony Cup Series start. Well, back here in dead last is Sergio Alonso. 42nd and dead last and a ways off from Josh Crash and Jose Mills and Jack Halleck. But He's out there with Breeding Enterprises, just logging laps and keeping the car clean. So it's good to see newcomers coming into the series trying to make a name for themselves. But as we keep to look on the race leaders, we're closing up on halfway. Pit stops are coming close, with Griffin, Acosta, Lewis, and Lamas being the main threats for this win right now. But further back, Davis, Fenguy, Harpole, Turner are trying to get up here and battle for this win. Halfway in the race now. I'm super impressed by a few drivers that they are able to run this high up the order. Jordan Fisher coming back for his first race after his injury and showing that he's got it. And man, it's been a long time since I've seen Fisher run very well. Many people forget 2015. He was actually a title contender for most of the season because he was so consistent. But we've been waiting to see that again. But here he is in 9th. His teammates a little further back in 11th, but getting raced hard with PJ Williams. Williams has been giving that CM Racing crew a very good season so far. And up into 11th place, Dylan Schwellenberg, DJ Curtis, and their new rides, 14th and 15th. It's good to see some good stories right now early on in the going. It's a little past halfway, and the leaders are nose to tail. Cody Lamas is losing time. I'm surprised they haven't pitted yet, but I'm expecting pit stops. I don't think they can make it all the way on fuel, but I said that at Road Atlanta, and they ended up making it. Maybe with this new race car and the new rules package that they're able to stretch it longer on fuel. That just seems to be the indicator, but we're going to have to wait and see. It is the Ryans 1-2. They have been 1-2 all race. Will Lewis is there in 3rd, and really it's going to be a battle between them. Many people, myself included, associate Weeks as one of the best drivers on the grid and one of the drivers you have to think about beating every race weekend so far because he just looks so good and unstoppable almost. But Weeks, outside the top 20, the worst Yant Motorsports car right now, and Tim and Bassinger both. Very concerning runs from Bassinger, Weeks, even Sanford back here. It's just very concerning to see them running outside the top 20 on raw pace. Ryan Acosta has pitted from 2nd place, and I think this is a brilliant call. Everyone's coming down pit road now. At least Chris Louvier is. But Acosta, he's going to get on the racetrack with fresh tires, and I think this is going to leapfrog him into the lead, and I think it's a great call. Here comes Griffin. He comes down pit road shortly after, and they're pitting a little later than I thought they would. I thought they would pit near halfway, but lap 34 now, Griffin on pit road. Many drivers on pit road. Dylan Young, Jesse Turner, Nick Mace, Dylan Schwellenberg, Bobby Jones, they're all on pit road. However, the caution flag is out while everyone's pitting, and Hayden Klein has a lot of front end damage, and this is going to shake up the whole grid. 3 wide for 30th. Nick Pericles, James Richardson, and Matt DeLeo. And there it is. Pericles kind of squeezed Richardson. DeLeo was up against the wall. There they went. And Hayden Klein suffered some damage there, and he's probably going to fall out of the race, while everyone else will continue on. Due to old-fashioned rules, here's how this is going to shape up. This is really going to benefit Acosta, who pitted early. But this was the race. This is a replay of pit road. You look off towards turn 3. There's Griffin off pit road. You have to beat that yellow line. They're looking off turn 3. There's Will Lewis. He's your race leader. He just went past. However, everyone has to pass the yellow line down here before Lewis gets to the start-finish line in order to stay on the lead lap. And Mace gets there. Turner gets there. Bobby Jones fixing to take a look here. Will Lewis further down the racetrack fixing to get a better look at it. But there's Lewis. As we take a look here, Lewis catches the start-finish line here to catch the yellow flag. As we look down pit road, Matthew Rodriguez is going to be caught a lap down, while Schwellenberg, Bobby Jones, Jesse Turner, Nick Mace, Dylan Young, and others like Acosta, Griffin, they're going to benefit here. They're not going to have to pit. They're going to stay on the lead lap, while guys like Rodriguez, Caps, and others are going to be caught a lap down. And by lap down, I mean at the tail end of the lead lap. Matthew Rodriguez and others, terrible break for them. The caution caught them out, and they're on the tail end of the lead lap. They'll have no chance of a win. Ryan Acosta is your race leader because he pitted early. Kudos to him. Then it is Griffin, Mace, Young, Turner, Jones, and Dylan Schmellenberg. When they pitted, they beat Will Lewis to that yellow line. But man, boy, what happened here? Is Bobby Jones breaking down in the 98? Oh no, something's wrong. I think he might have a tire down. Bobby Jones trying to get to the inside, trying to stay out of everyone's way. Bobby Jones, tough break for him. He had a chance to win this race. And a flat tire on the 98. Acosta with a great start. He's pulled away here, but Mace up to second place. Third place looking further back. There's Dylan Young trying to keep the point lead, but Griffin on the inside. Will Lewis charging. Will Lewis with fresher tires, probably a lap fresher tires. There's Jordan Davis. There's Jeffrey Fengai on the inside trying to work their way around the lap cars of Josh Crash and Virgil Alonso. There they are, 3 wide down the straightaway. But up front, Ryan Acosta pulling the gap. He's only got Nick Mace really to worry about. Griffin clears lap traffic further behind. How about this? Noah Hart in the 19 powering his way to the front. Hart and Dodd, along with Davidson, they are just flying past the lap cars that are the slower cars on the outside. And they are coming their way towards the front. The race for the win has heated up with 10 laps to go. Acosta really digging hard. He's looking for his first win since Daytona 2017. Mace is looking for redemption after getting the win taken away from him. He's looking to try and cut the lead down in the standings, but Griffin's there in third. Lewis is there in fourth. Davis is in fifth with Jeffrey Fengai right behind him. This could be interesting with them two right there close together. And Cody Lamas has fell to 7th. He was fighting earlier towards the front. Luis Hernandez, who started outside the top 30, he's there in the top 10. Dejon Weeks is in the top 10 now after a miserable start. Dylan Young trying to claw his way back into the top 10 as he passes Jordan Fisher. Noah Hart trying to challenge the top 10 as well with Dodd there is 2. Ryan Acosta in round 8 trying to make it. Allen Family Racing Team winning every race, or winning for all the cars by 8 races into the season. And Acosta with 8 laps to go now, trying to get some comfort, trying to pull the gap, but further back, Nick Mace is under fire from Ryan Griffin. Griffin to the inside of Nick Mace here. That's the race for second place. And if Acosta can clear Charles Sanford up front, I think it'll be all over, because Griffin's got a load of traffic to deal with. Lewis, Davis, Fengai, they're not giving up. Jordan Davis has worked his way underneath of Will Lewis. That was for third place. And now Fengai to the inside of Will Lewis. Lewis dropping back. Dejon Weeks is pushing forward. The adjustments they've made on that 38 have made it come to life here near the end of the race. And that is great news for Dejon Weeks. But Griffin continuing to slice his way through traffic. Only 2 more lap cars to go. Lamas underneath of Fengai. Lamas has been so quick all race weekend. He would be so disappointed if he didn't come away with at least a top 5 or at least a chance to win this race. And he's trying to fight back. Dejon Weeks continuing to charge. He's past Fengai. He's past Lewis. He's looking to pass Cody Lamas. And Dejon Weeks, who fell so far back, was so slow. The 38 car looking to take third place. I believe that's third. No, it's fourth place. I forgot Jordan Davis is further up. Davis is going after Ryan Griffin. The point lead is going to change hands if Young doesn't get after it. He needs to finish at least a little closer up to Ryan Griffin here if he's going to have any shot at it. Lewis underneath the Mace. That's for 9th place. Hernandez's car's been so quick since pit stops. A great run for Luis Hernandez in the top 10. He's going after Cody Lamas. Curtis Racing on Mace Enterprises. That's for 6th place. This field has been racing so hard. Great racing in the closing laps. Further up, the laps are ticking down. Only 1 more lap car for Griffin to deal with until he gets to his teammate. And there goes Griffin with 4 laps to go. Ryan Acosta better get moving. 3 cars, make it maybe 4 cars, possibly have a chance to win this race at Pocono. Lamas back underneath of Hernandez. That's for 6th again. Fengai holding 5th so far, but he's under attack really. He's got a herd of race cars. Nick Mace is getting challenged from Jordan Fisher and Noah Hart. Chris Dodd's there too. Sean Harple hasn't had a top 10 at all, and looks like it might not happen again. There's BJ Williams in 15th as well. The race for 9th, and Dylan Young trying to fight back. Man, what a race we're watching here in the closing laps. 3 to go, and there comes Ryan Griffin. Griffin to the inside of Acosta, possibly not close enough. Ryan Acosta, the only driver that hasn't won a race for Allen Family Racing Team. And you think Griffin may let him have it? No, he's not. He's going to race him hard for it. Griffin is going to look for his 5th career win. And look at here. Here comes Griffin to the inside of Acosta. Davis and Weeks are there too. You got to think about that. Yeah, Motorsports looking to steal it away from Allen Family Racing Team. But Griffin to the inside has been Ryan's all race long. I don't think anyone else has led a lap other than Griffin and Acosta. Here comes Davis on Acosta. Davis with a run here. Jordan Davis had a grid penalty to start this race. He fell way down the order, but quickly made it up. And with some help from Dejon Weeks getting the assist with 2 laps to go. Man, 4 cars battling it out. Jordan Davis clears Acosta. And Cody Lamas has worked his way back into 5th. Finn Guy down to 6th. 7th place, it's under attack. Luis Hernandez and Dylan Young, they're racing there. And further back, it's still the race for 10th. Mace holds it. Looking up towards the leaders. A lap and a half to go. Yeah, Motorsports looking to destroy this race here from the Allen Family Racing Team. Allen Family Racing Team, I think, have led every lap. I'm serious. I think they've led every lap other than the time under pit stops when Will Lewis led. But Griffin coming to the white flag. White flag is out. Final lap here at Pocono. What a thrilling race it has been. Who's going to take this win? Jordan Davis looking for his 10th win. Weeks looking for his 6th. Look at Weeks here to the inside of his teammates. Dejon Weeks and Jordan Davis have had to overcome adversity all race. And look at Weeks. He's got a good run, a good fight off of turn 1. Dejon Weeks, who has ran outside the top 20 all race long. He is on the back bumper of Ryan Griffin. Old rivals, old rookie contenders, racing for the lead. And Weeks better have a good run into turn 3. Last time. One more corner. One last time. Here comes Weeks to the inside of Ryan Griffin. Ryan Griffin trying to get the bite off the corner on the outside. Weeks is trying with his all, but it's not going to happen. Look at this. They're side by side. To the line. Ryan Griffin wins here at Pocono. Ryan Griffin gets his 5th career win. Oh boy, what a race. Yeah, Motorsports really went hard there. They tried. And Dejon Weeks did everything he could other than hit Ryan Griffin in the last corner. He ran him clean. But he tried. He really tried all he could. Dejon Weeks was nowhere all race. And Ryan Griffin back on top in the championship. What a race that was. Ryan Griffin wins the race. Dejon Weeks finishes 2nd. Jordan Davis gets 3rd. Ryan Acosta comes up short. Gets 4th place. Cody Lamas was a top 5 car all day. He finishes in the top 5. Jeffrey Finguy 6th. Dylan Young finishes 7th. Luis Hernandez gets a top 10. He finishes in 8th. Will Lewis gets a top 10. And Nick Mace finishes 10th. What a race that was. How about that? Ryan Griffin takes it away from his teammate and holds off old rival, and really still a rival, of Dejon Weeks. They've grew up in the series together, raced for Rookie of the Year together, and they're racing for a championship now against each other together. What a race. For Pocono, that was awesome. Thanks for watching. This was round 8, and I hope you guys all joined the Discord down below, like I mentioned, all race, because there was so much news that's happened. What a race. And we're going to have a discussion over there after the race. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. We'll get you to the championship standings and the results after Pocono.